U.S. Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin's visit to Asia has concluded with an expansion of a military deal with longtime ally, the Philippines. Mr. Austin met President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. with both reaffirming commitment to the rule of law and their ironclad military alliance. CNA's Bernard Bernal with this report.
You can almost hear a sigh of relief from U.S. defense officials after those 6 rocky years for the U.S.-Philippines alliance under the previous administration of former Philippine President Rodrigo Duterte, who, among other pronouncements, had threatened to cut ties with the United States. His 6-year term effectively stalled any negotiations to strengthen the U.S.-Philippines military alliance. But now, with the visit of U.S. Secretary of Defense Lloyd Austin III to the Philippines, you see forward strides for that alliance. In a joint statement, the defense establishments of both countries announced 4 new additional sites for what is called the Enhanced Defense Cooperation Agreement, or EDCA, which prior to that expansion covered 5 sites, now bringing that to a total of 9 sites. And that agreement allows U.S. access to Philippine military bases through the construction and operation of facilities for the joint use of both countries. Now, what this alliance is looking at is really the interoperability of their armed forces. And if you look at other U.S. military treaty allies, a list that includes South Korea and the Philippines, as pointed out by security experts over the years, isn't exactly a prime force multiplier for the United States. So that just shows how strategic the Philippines is for the superpower. Now, the 2 countries didn't disclose where these additional sites would be, pending consultations with local authorities in charge of Philippine localities as the country implements a level of devolution by virtue of its local government code. But the United States did announce an additional allocation of $82 million for infrastructure investments for the 5 existing EDCA sites. Now, the Philippines is a strategic ally for the United States, given, number 1, its close proximity to China, which has been accused of militarization in the South China Sea. Number 2, its close proximity to Taiwan and the tensions in the Taiwan Strait. And number 3, the 1951 Mutual Defense Treaty, which deems an armed attack on either country as an attack on the other. Now, that alliance, which Mr. Austin has described as ironclad, is also the basis for what he said were over 500 defense engagements every year, as well as assistance for the Philippines in terms of maritime counterterrorism, disaster response, and humanitarian operations. It's also the basis for the intelligence sharing between the Philippines and the United States as the Southeast Asian country battles extremist elements in its restive south. Buena Bernal, CNA, Manila.
Well, China has been quick to criticize the new U.S.-Philippine defense deal. It says the agreement will hurt regional stability and increase tensions.
中方一贯认为，国家间的防务安全合作应当有利于地区和平稳定，不应针对第三方或损害第三方利益。美方出于一己私利，抱着零和思维，不断在本地区加强军事部署，是在加剧地区局势紧张，危害地区和平稳定。地区国家应当对此保持警惕，避免被美裹挟利用。